Hello and welcome to the first video done in the world of Victor McCain. And of course we have to start, if you're going to talk Victor McCain, we've got to start at the Raven Irish pub, formerly Molly Malone's. And for the fans of the books, people know that Victor's main hangout is here at the Raven. And when I set the character up to be of Irish ancestry, I thought I was English from the London area. And it always kind of bugged me because I like redheads, I like Irish whiskey, you know, I love Irish food, but we were, you know, British. And then we did DNA testing and I found out we're majority Scotch-Irish. And my life now makes a lot more sense. And that's the reason why I said Victor is having, you know, Irish ancestry. But we're here today with Brendan. He's the owner of the Raven, again, formerly Molly Malone's. And we're going to deal with the changeover from Molly's to the Raven in my newest book, The Devil's Mark, which I'm writing with Lynn Tincher, with a crossover novel with her main character, Detective Paige Aldridge, which is also set here in Louisville, Kentucky. But Brendan, let's talk a little bit first about that transition from Molly's to the Raven and doing it during a pandemic. That couldn't have been easy.
Yeah, good morning. Hey, Tony. We were struggling a little bit during that pandemic, and we didn't really know which direction we were going in. So my partners were a little nervous, this being a rented space, and they decided that they would prefer to focus on their Molly Malone's in the Highlands. So my wife Renee and I, we decided that, you know what, this is the time. We've had this dream for a couple of years now to do our own thing with the Raven. It's kind of a family name through my father, myself, and my son. In Old Irish, my name Brendan translates to Raven. Our firstborn Brannock means son of Raven. So
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's 15, so we've been going on about this for 16 years now. And we decided then that keep the space, we love the area, and we did a huge facelift and changed everything up so we wouldn't look like Molly's with lipstick, you know.
Sure.
So we redid all our menu. I got some family recipes in from my mother, my grandmother, my sister-in-law. Renee was influential in a good few items. And we just slowly transformed over the last 6 months of 2020 and opened up the Raven on January 1.
I think we should mention that we're located in St. Matthews, Kentucky, in St. Matthews Station.
That's correct, yeah.
And so that way when you find it, it's really easy. If you come down Shelbyville Road, you can't miss it. And we love the change to the decor. And it actually, I'm not going to give people a spoiler, but actually it's funny that you changed it to the Raven because part of the plot deals with ravens, and as it goes through part of the book, and we'll see that when you get there, and I don't want to give any spoilers for it. So that worked out actually pretty well for me personally, so thank you for changing your pub name just to suit me. I appreciate that. But also people should know that it's an Irish pub run by an actual, if you can't tell by his accent, an actual Irishman. And which county are you from in Ireland?
So I guess I was born in Dublin, as my parents were, and we moved to Leitrim in the Midwest when I was 2. So I spent most of my youth there till 18. Then I started wandering. I got itchy feet. My parents moved to West Limerick, and I went to London. So I guess after all the years, in my 50th, I would say I hail from Leitrim, but my family lives in Limerick now.
Now, how long have you lived in Kentucky?
Over half my life.
Yet he still has never said a y'all in my presence. I have not heard him say y'all yet.
I might say it jokingly to the family in Ireland, actually.
Gotcha.
Just because there's a town in Cork called Youghal, Youghal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in Cork. It's beautiful. But no, yeah, we don't yawl it much over here.
Now, one of the things Brendan mentioned was that they've changed the menu because, again, it's their own special menu. And usually when I came before, I would either get the shepherd's pie or the lamb shank or a fish and chips, and they're all very good. But a couple of visits ago, I decided I was hankering for a burger. You don't normally go to an Irish bar to get a burger, at least not in my head. But I tried it, and I tried the Raven burger. And again, I'm not saying it because Brendan is sitting here. I think it's the best burger I've had out at a restaurant in all my years of trying burgers. I just loved it. Because you all do a little something different on that particular burger. Why don't you tell us about that?
Sure, Tony. Well, as I said, Renee and I during pandemic, we were locked down for 12 weeks, 10 weeks, and we just completely researched menu and menu development, and including the burger. So, to make a long story longer, there's a product that is on my mother's kitchen table at home. It's called Molly Malone tomato relish. So I was searching and talking to different food purveyors, and up popped the Molly Malone. So I'd also been looking at aged Irish cheddar and different cheeses, and we found the Dubliner by Kerrygold. And of course there's the Irish bacon, the rashers. So the chef put together a blend of blended burger meat, and we put he put his own herbs and spices in it, and then we set it with the aged Irish cheddar, the piece of Irish bacon, and then this Ballymaloe tomato relish. And man, that thing just pops.
It's a fabulous combination. I brought a buddy of mine here for lunch last week, and he puts mustard on everything. And he said, "Do you want anything?" He said, "I need some mustard," because he's going to put it on his burger. And then he took a bite and went, "I'm good," and never touched the mustard once. You can't get a better compliment than that, than somebody who seasons every burger with mustard. Thought the burger itself was well enough to do that. And now tell us about some of the other items that you offer as far as your specialties here.
Sure. Well, just to stay on the Irish theme, then we have. As I said, my mother lives in West Limerick, so we have my friend's family farm is called Cattle's Irish. It's a dairy farm, so we have got several of their cheeses on our menu. So we're able to support the local economy, both in Louisville and in West Limerick. So some of Dave's cheese is on our meat and cheese board, which is a different kind of a cheese board. We pickle our own beets and we pickle our own onions. There's that cheese I mentioned. It's also on a composed salad. He's got a cheddar and chive. He's got a whiskey cheddar, and then our favorite is the marbled cheddar porter.
Cool.
It goes on our Brussels sprout salad as well.
And something else, and this is just something small, but it just shows you how much the attention to detail. But when we got a side salad to go along with our burger, the honey mustard dressing used, I got the salad just to be semi-healthy because I was eating a burger and I didn't want to do the fries. I love the salad because the dressing was fabulous. So again, if you like true Irish food, this is the place you want to come. It's easy to get to. There's a lot of things to do down in St. Matthews while you're here. Now, part of the remodel, I got to admit, in my head, over to the left is where Victor McCain always sat so he could watch the booth there, so you could watch all the entrances. And you've done some remodel, and it's now a sitting area as opposed to a booth. So Victor's having to pick a new place to sit while he's here, but that's fine. That's a first world problem. That's not a big deal. But I'm glad that people, again, come out to the Raven because you're gonna love the food. But one of the other reasons why I'm here is when I found out I was Scotch-Irish, I'd always drank bourbons, and the only Irish whiskey I'd ever had was just regular Jameson. And Brendan was very kind to educate me on Irish whiskeys. And so I've asked him to do the same thing here because I've come to like whiskeys and bourbons. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about an intro level whiskey, a medium level, and then what everyone would consider kind of a unicorn or the top level stuff. And because I want people to enjoy Irish whiskeys as much as I do. So let's start. If you came to Molly's, you just wanted just a general pour, what do you recommend?
Well, Jameson, in its defense, is probably the number one Irish whiskey in the world.
Sure.
They do a great job themselves marketing. But I always refer to the Powers Irish whiskey. It is the first whiskey ever bottled. It is the number one whiskey in Ireland. The Irish don't actually drink that much Jameson. They do, but not to the extent that the Americans in the world does. So this is just an entry-level pot still whiskey. It's what my Uncle Jack used to drink with Liberations. And it is just a nice, easy drinking, maybe a little over ice, 1 or 2 cubes just to cut it a wee bit.
Sure.
And it just opens it up, and it's a really simple one to enjoy.
Excellent. Because again, I don't have that one yet. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this is this helps me know what I need to go out and buy. So I have a personal reason for doing this as well.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we picked these 3 is because they are all affordable before you get into the There's another level that we probably won't even touch today. But these are all typically $50 or less.
Excellent, and that fits almost everybody's pocketbook. So if you want to build an Irish cabinet, which is what I'm doing, I've got my bourbon cabinet, now I'm going to build my Irish cabinet. So this is a good start. So now let's talk about the Jameson Black Barrel.
Jameson Black Barrel then it's a nicer finish than regular Jameson. You know, Jameson is it can be a tiny bit sharp, but the Jameson Black Barrel is actually aged in 2 or 3 barrels over its course, and one of them being a charred barrel, and that just brings out just a warmer, softer notes. I think there's some caramel in there, and that is the one that I would sip, or it would make a fantastic cocktail.
Nice.
So yeah, we've actually each of these 3 are on our specialty cocktail list. We've had almost extensive Irish whiskey cocktails. The Cuchulainn and the Morrigan are 2 of part of our whole theme, and they're prominent on the menu with these 2 whiskeys.
Excellent. And let's talk about the Redbreast.
Redbreast then is probably the best you're getting before you go into the deeper end. You know, there's a cask strength, and there's a 15-year, and there's other whiskies out there that maybe at a later date that we can do a version of that. But the Redbreast for me is something that I wouldn't even put ice into it.
Nice.
I just think it's a nice, warm, inviting. It's soft on the palate. It would pair well with some menu items, but I would probably just do it almost as an after-dinner drink.
Well, it's interesting because up until about 6 months ago, I always drank my whiskeys neat because I figured ice cubes were just taking up space bourbon or whiskey should be taking. But now that I'm a little older, I do slip an ice cube or 2 into my drinks these days. So,
yeah.
But I'm looking forward to really trying that on the Redbreast. So, so come down to Molly's, you can try all these. And I want to circle back to something else you do from time to time, have live music.
Yeah, the Raven. Yeah, we're not getting big into bands as such, but we're definitely doing Friday nights. We're going to do during dinner. We're going to do. There's going to be an Irish set once a month. We're going to do. There's some good friends of ours. They do kind of an American folk thing, bluegrassy. They're really fun to listen and enjoy. And then we are going to do a lot of bluegrass. 2 reasons on that. One, my firstborn, Brannock, son of Raven, is an excellent banjo player. So we love bluegrass because of that, and we want to nurture that idea. So we are going to do bluegrass at least once a month, including every Wednesday. We just started last Wednesday. We're doing an open bluegrass jam. We're going to do that with Bluegrass Anonymous. And this just to nurture and support my son, his love of music, our love of music, the state we live in. And we're going to do it actually, I don't know if you know that, Tony, with a burger. It's going to be burgers and bluegrass.
No, that's excellent.
Yeah, last week we did an Irish blue cheese burger for the bluegrass, and this week we're going to do an Irish pub burger with bluegrass, and we're going to rotate our burger every Wednesday.
So now you're giving me you're telling me I can have a burger instead of coming and eating just Irish food because I'm allowed to do that now, right?
Yeah.
I can still feel Irish and eat a burger is what you're telling me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to put some. We're going to do a different cheese on the Wednesday burger, and then we're going to get into other stuff. We're going to do like a veggie burger, a salmon burger. It's burgers and bluegrass.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now also, if you wanted to rent the space out, you have a space, particularly I know upstairs, that if you wanted to have a business dinner here, you have a special occasion you want to celebrate, the Raven is available. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah. It would seat 30 to 50 comfortably, or if you were having something more informal, we could go 30 to 70 with limited seating. It's available at no charge for groups of 20 or more. It's got a full bar, its own private restrooms up there, and it's quite popular. To do a business lunch, there's televisions up there. If you want a sporting, bring your friends and watch the game. What I say, catch the match.
Yeah.
You can do it up there, which just all very informal and laid back.
Because again, especially if you want to come watch the actual real football, as the Europeans would call it, this is a nice place to come watch what Americans would call soccer.
Yeah.
So, but because I've been here during several of the particularly when Ireland is playing. This place is hopping.
Yeah.
And but when we've got several entertainment things coming down the line that I can't announce publicly yet, but when we do, we're going to be holding our premier dinners here. So we're really looking forward to coming out. As when I've done a book signing, each time I've released a book, I've done a book signing here at the restaurant, and 20 or 30 friends come out, and we have a great time because, first of all, there's whiskey, and there's good food, and this is just a fabulous place to come. So I want to thank you, Brendan, for got him up early in the morning to come do this, and we want to thank you. We want to encourage everybody to come to the Raven Irish Pub in the heart of St. Matthews Station.
That's right, Tony. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.